I was a first-year college student back in 2013. I remember it was around 6:30 to 6:45 a.m. I was half sprinting at Session Road because I had a 7 a.m. class to catch. I had just turned left to Mabini Street and was purposefully brisk walking when someone familiar caught my eye. It was Kevin. He was my classmate in elementary and has been a friend since. We barely hung out, but the bond of little kids playing tag on school grounds is forever. He asked how I was and where I was heading. I told him I had a class in 15 minutes. When it was my turn to ask him where he was going, I felt his mood become somber. He suddenly told me he was also in a hurry and that he had to go. He lifted his closed fist to me as a goodbye. I hurriedly bumped fist with him and we went our separate ways. I found the change in his mood strange, but I didn't think too much about it. That same day, later that evening, Ash, a good friend of mine, messaged me. Wow. 2 friends from elementary in a single day. What are the odds? Ash asked me if I had heard about what happened to Kevin. I paused for a moment before telling her that I just bumped into him this morning. Ash told me it was impossible. I was getting confused with the conversation by the minute. How was it impossible to run into someone you know in such a small city as Baguio? I asked her that. She said what was impossible was me running into Kevin, because Kevin has been in La Union with his family for several days now. I was starting to feel weird. I told Ash I even bumped fists with Kevin before parting, and with confusion, I asked her what really happened to him. Ash said nothing next. Instead, she just sent me a YouTube link of that day's news. What I saw on the news sent chills down my spine. There, on my screen, is news about a 16-year-old boy who was washed away by huge waves in San Juan, LU. His body was recovered in San Fernando earlier that morning. That 16-year-old boy was Kevin. How did that happen? I don't know. Was the man I bumped into at Mabini Street really Kevin? I wasn't sure anymore. But I swear I felt his fist against mine and, I don't know. Perhaps, he was saying his final goodbye to his friends because he was going to a better place now. I'd like to think he is in a better place now. So there I was, talking to my good friend Kevin, who was no longer part of this world. Completely unaware of how crazy I probably looked talking to no one. It's strange to think about, with the huge amount of people crossing the streets, how many are living, and how many spirits are lurking among us. Are we just too in a rush to go to school or to work to notice?